What is up, guys? I'm David Amati here with Jordan Rameh.
Hello, hello.
We're here to break down the awesome new trailer that just dropped for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. You've had a chance to go really deep into this trailer and write an article on all the things that you've noticed.
Yeah, of course. I always love to display my Star Wars knowledge for everyone else. It's the few chances that I have.
So why don't you start with what you noticed that stood out from the trailer the most? What grabbed your attention about this trailer?
I think the thing that grabbed me most about this trailer is that it kind of focuses on the second sister, which is the main antagonist for Jedi Fallen Order. We haven't really been able to see much of her in previous trailers and teasers and whatnot, and she doesn't factor very much in the comics at all, so we don't know much about her, but she talks a lot in this trailer. We see her fight against Cal a few times in this trailer, and she's really aggressive and kind of terrifying in a way. She kind of like just chases after Cal with like this primal ferocity. Curious to see if what we see in this trailer translates then into the game itself.
For sure, because in the past too, it seems like we haven't really gotten a good glimpse at a proper antagonist. It seemed to be mostly focusing on Cal himself,
yeah.
You know, from like E3 trailers and gameplay trailers and things like that. So is there anything else that kind of stood out to you?
Yeah, so we actually get to see some of the locations that Cal is going to visit. We kind of see this like hologram galaxy map that shows 4 different planets, and it's difficult to tell which planet is which because there's no names attached to it. But we do see like actual like close-up cinematics of each of the planets. There's an ice one, there's a marshy one, there's one that kind of looks industrialized and stuff like that. So we don't really know what these planets are, but they do seem distinct and they seem like they're pretty fun to explore. I'm excited to see if any of them are current planets in the Star Wars universe. Like the ice one, it very well could be Hoth, and it would be awesome to see the planet that featured so prevalently in Empire Strikes Back, like what it was like 20, 30 years before that movie, what it looked like. It probably looks exactly the same because it's just a giant ball of ice.
So there's the Marsh planet that you mentioned, and there seems to be this like Jedi temple, these ruins. You know, what can you say about that?
Yeah, so we're not really sure what these ruins are. Like you said before, it looks like a Jedi temple, like Cal needs to use the Force to open it. Inside, you see murals on the walls of these robed figures. There's these puzzles that Cal is solving by like using the Force to move these large blocks together in certain ways. And there's even like a symbol of like the old Jedi Order on one of the walls that Cal has to like dust off to see. So it's tied to the Jedi Order, but we don't really know why Cal is there. We don't really know what he's looking for. There's also this like really creepy moment, like as he's like opening the door, walking through a tunnel, and that brief second of that fade to black and briefly hear like a Darth Vader breathing sound. And so it's like, is Darth Vader here? Is this a vision? It's like this really creepy, intriguing thing that maybe Cal is visiting this like Jedi temple to get knowledge or something like that, and maybe experiences a vision about Vader or something like that, or maybe even like meets Vader in some capacity. And we don't know because it flashes through all these things so quickly. And it's like,
were there any new enemies, or was there anything interesting that you saw in this new trailer here that relates to the enemies you're going to be fighting in combat?
Yeah, so one of the cool aspects about the Purge troopers, which Phil wrote a really cool feature about how these stormtroopers that are kind of trained to hunt Jedi. In all the previous trailers, we've seen them use these electro staffs that General Grievous's Magna Guards use to kind of help them fight Jedi. But Respawn has told us in the past that there are other variations of these Purge troopers, and now we finally get to see a few of them in this trailer. Like there's one near the beginning that's carrying this like giant axe that he kind of uses that's a lot slower, but it looks like it packs a bit more of a punch. We see one that's like a little bit more nimble and carrying these 2 twin blades, and we even see some that are just carrying standard rifles. And so we don't really get to see much of them in combat, but Respawn has said that they each behave very differently, so it'll be interesting to see how these different types are able to respond to the powers that Cal has. And I think more importantly, we finally get to see what lightsaber combat kind of looks like, because we actually, near the end of the trailer, get to see Cal fighting against Second Sister, and she's wielding a lightsaber. So for like a brief snippet, we see what lightsaber combat looks like, and it looks hard. Like, like she is attacking you with this ferocious like ferocity that like and he's just like barely deflecting her blows and stuff like that. Like
He's just
maybe
trying to hang in there.
I
right?
think so. Like maybe this is near the beginning of the game where you don't have many like powers and you're not really sure what to do. Maybe it goes a little bit slower when you're actually playing the game, but that looks fast.
It doesn't
and
look
tough
slow. It
and,
looks
like,
fast. It looks really, really fast. I mean, yeah, just somersaulting and doing these flips. It looks very high octane.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that actually like feels like in action when I
Right.
actually have the controller in my hand. I'm going through that moment. Just looking at the trailer, I'm excited.
Totally. I think another thing that we can talk about, there seems to be these like creatures I'm noticing, these huge like giant beasts.
Yeah.
Have we seen those before?
The thing that's really intriguing is the giant bat like
Yeah,
thing that
the
he
giant
fights
bat.
that I have no idea what it could possibly be. We've seen like bat-like creatures in Star Wars before, but they've all been like our bats, like small in size, like usually no bigger than like a human being.
Not
so
this like dragon bat.
Yeah,
It's just-
like this is huge. Like at one moment, Cal is like riding on its back.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like trying to fight him off, and I'm like, wow, what is this thing?
I have claimed this bat dragon and he is mine.
But it is cool to kind of like see that we're not going to just have like these kind of careful management fights where you're trying to like deflect enemy attacks and then kind of maneuver into a new space. There are going to be these like giant battles that we saw in games like The Force Unleashed, where you're taking on these like huge monstrous foes like this giant bat creature that I assume like you're just gonna have to like slowly slash away at like over a period of time before you finally take it down.
So that's the latest trailer for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. What other moments or things did you notice in the trailer? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys.